So I just finished watching the 5th installment of Star Wars Visions Volume 2, that being Journey to the Dark Head. So this is directed by Hyeong Geun Park and written by Chung and animated by Studio Mio. I hope I pronounced all those names correctly. I am not the best at Korean names, especially those that are not notable historical names. So those names are just a little easier for me because I hear them a bit more frequently. But overall, I did thoroughly enjoy this short. This, of the 5 I've seen so far, is the most anime inspired of the shorts, which does make sense. Japan and Korea are neighbors after all, and there is some cultural similarities. It's just like how there's cultural similarities between the US and Canada, or even US and Mexico to a certain extent. There's just certain cultural overlap you get from being neighbors. France and Germany, despite being on the surface very different, do have some similarities just by nature of being neighbors. And should we even mention colonialism and how that impacts culture and all that? Yeah, it does impact it, but we're not going to jump into that because that's a whole can of worms that this video is not the place to unpack. But so this very much has some similar themes to the very first short, Sif, in regards of the main character struggling with the darkness within him, but it is told differently than it is told in Sif. One way that it does express it is Sif was very much, our character needed to accept that the darkness, so light and dark were both a part of her. Well, in this one, he had to. So what's his name? Just wanted to make sure I get it correctly. Tol, something like that. He needed to accept that darkness was a part of him, but he needed to acknowledge his fears so he could overcome it, rather than how instead it was much more ambiguous. Was it accepting that was a part of her so she could, deal with it or control it? It's hard to say, but in here it's very much he needed to acknowledge his own fears, his own darkness, otherwise it would have consumed him. And by acknowledging it, he's able to deal with it, to control it. So that is very much the difference between them. Even though the themes are largely the same, it's just how they are played out is different. And then, of course, we have both our main characters. They have baggage. I already mentioned Taro having to deal and overcome with his fear, but the first character we introduce, she's a young monk, and there's a statue on her home planet that she believes if she destroys, so specifically the dark head, not the light head, but destroys the dark head, that it would turn the tide in the war between the Jedi and the Sith in favor of the Jedi. I would say she eventually becomes a mechanic and requests the permission of the Jedi Council to go and destroy the dark head. Ends up being they can't because the darkness and the light are once again shown to be intertwined. But that's also very much the idea is both facets are a part of life, but it's the hope that comes with it, if you will. Very much the message of the episode is at a hopeful end. Yes, darkness will always be there, always a part of you, but you can have hope with the next wave, with the next day, that you'll overcome it, or in the sense that you'll be or more likely, a better way of putting it, is you won't let it control you. That's at least the message I took away from Journey to the Dark Head. But what are your thoughts? What did you think of it? Let me know in the comment section down below. I do hope you enjoyed this review, and as always, may the Force be with you, always. Thank you for watching this video. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to like, upvote, and share the video. Also consider subscribing and following the channel if you haven't done so yet, and to ring that bell on YouTube to get notified of when new videos release. The link tree in the description links to all my social media. Check it out if you are interested, and once again, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good day, a good night, wherever you are. May the Force be with you, always.